Hey everyone, and welcome back to Grandpa English Channel. Honestly, I'm really happy you're here today.
Yeah.
Whether you're listening while doing the dishes, walking outside, or just sitting quietly somewhere trying to breathe for a second, this episode is meant to feel like company, not a lecture. Before we get started, quick reminder, if you enjoy calm, real conversations in English, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel.
Yeah.
All right, let's dive in.
Yeah. All right. Let me say that differently. And I definitely feel that too. This is not one of those conversations where we tell you what to do or how to live your life perfectly. It's more like two people thinking out loud together.
So today, we're talking about digital minimalism, which sounds very serious at first.
Yeah.
But honestly, the idea behind it is pretty simple.
Very simple and very needed. Because if we're being real for a second, most of us feel mentally crowded.
So true.
Not busy exactly, just constantly interrupted.
Yes, it's like even in the quiet moments, your mind is still jumping from one thing to another. Messages, notifications, videos, news. It never really stops.
And the strange thing is, we've started treating that feeling like it's normal.
So
Like it's just how life works now.
Right. And when people feel overwhelmed, they usually blame themselves. They think, maybe I'm just bad at focusing, or I guess some people are disciplined and I'm not.
As if calm and focus are a roll of the dice. Like you either get lucky with them or you don't.
Yeah, but that's such an important misunderstanding because it's not random, it's not chance, it's not luck.
There are reasons, very consistent reasons, why some people feel more present in their lives, and others feel constantly pulled in every direction.
And that's where digital minimalism comes in. Not as an extreme solution, not as delete everything and disappear, but as a way to ask better questions.
Like, what digital tools actually help me? And which ones quietly drain my energy without giving much back?
And once you start asking those questions,
So how
something really interesting happens. You realize that a calmer digital life is actually within the reach of all of us.
Yeah, not overnight, not perfectly, but realistically possible.
And that realization alone feels kind of relieving because suddenly change doesn't feel dramatic or scary.
It feels approachable, reachable.
Digital minimalism at its core is about unleashing your attention, freeing it.
Because that attention was never gone.
Right.
It was just locked up, being pulled in too many directions at the same time.
And when you free even a small part of it, you start noticing how advantageous that is. Your thinking slows down, you feel less reactive, your days feel more intentional.
And what I love about this approach is that it doesn't add more pressure.
Right.
It actually removes pressure.
Yes, it's not about doing more things right. It's about doing fewer things with more awareness.
Which sounds easy until you try it.
Exactly, because we're so used to being available all the time, replying instantly, checking constantly.
But once you step back a little, you start to see patterns.
I see.
You notice which apps steal your focus, which habits calm you down, and which ones leave you oddly tired.
Cool. And when you look at people who seem calm, focused, and grounded, you realize they often have something in common.
It's not talent, it's not luck, it's awareness and intention.
They put everything they've got into the things that truly matter to them, their work, their learning, their relationships, instead of spreading their energy everywhere.
And that requires fundamental habits,
Right.
basic things, core things.
Things you cultivate over time, not accidentally, not randomly.
You cultivate focus, you cultivate boundaries, you cultivate calm.
And somewhere along the way, you give yourself fire. Not pressure, fire.
That fire becomes fuel, energy that actually supports you instead of exhausting you.
And once you start tapping into that energy, you begin to tap your true potential without forcing it.
And that's when small breakthroughs happen.
I hear ya.
Not dramatic ones, quiet ones.
Moments where you realize, oh, I feel better today, or I'm not as distracted as I used to be.
Those moments connect to aspiration.
Cool.
That deeper desire to live better, not louder.
And that's really what digital minimalism is about. Not less life, but more of the right kind of life. Okay, so let's make this very real for a second.
All right.
Let's talk about the phone, because honestly, this little rectangle controls way more of our lives than we're comfortable admitting.
Oh yeah, the phone is always innocent at first. You're like, I'm just checking the time. And then somehow, 20 minutes later, you're deep into a social media rabbit hole watching a video you didn't even choose.
Yeah. Exactly. And what I find fascinating is how automatic it is. There's no decision, no intention. It's almost like your hand moves on its own.
That's the part people underestimate.
Yeah.
They think distraction is about weak willpower, but it's really about design. These apps are built to pull you in.
And again, that brings us back to the idea that focus is not a roll of the dice. You're not randomly bad at it. You're just constantly interrupted.
Yeah, and digital minimalism doesn't say, throw your phone away.
Right.
It just says, let's stop pretending every app deserves equal access to your attention.
For example, social media. Such a love-hate relationship.
So true. Social media can be useful, inspiring, even fun. But when it becomes the default activity for every spare second, that's when it quietly becomes exhausting.
And comparison sneaks in there so easily. You open an app for one reason, and suddenly you're comparing your life, your pace, your progress to people you don't even know.
And that comparison feels convincing, even though it's based on highlights, filters, and very carefully chosen moments.
Which makes it such a bad reference point.
Yep.
It's like judging your entire life based on someone else's best 10 seconds.
Exactly. And once you reduce that constant exposure, something interesting happens.
Right.
Your goals feel clearer. Your pace feels more acceptable.
And suddenly, improving yourself feels within the reach of you, not someone else.
Yep.
Within your reach. Not overwhelming, not unrealistic.
Another big one people don't talk enough about is sleep, because digital minimalism and sleep are deeply connected.
Oh yes, the classic moment. You're in bed, lights off, telling yourself, just one last scroll.
Which is never one. Ever.
Never. And your body is tired, but your brain is still consuming information, still reacting, still stimulated.
That's why so many people wake up feeling tired even after a full night in bed. Their body rested, but their mind didn't.
Digital minimalism doesn't demand a perfect bedtime routine.
Yeah.
It just asks, what if your phone didn't get the last word every night?
That small change alone can be incredibly advantageous. Your thoughts feel clearer. Your mornings feel calmer. Your patience increases.
And when your sleep improves, everything else becomes easier. Your focus, your mood, your ability to handle stress.
It's all connected. That's why I always say digital minimalism isn't about technology, it's about energy.
Yes, where your energy goes, what fuels you, and what quietly drains you.
And when people start noticing that, they begin to cultivate better habits.
Right.
Not overnight, not perfectly, but intentionally.
They start asking questions like, do I really want to start my morning with notifications? Or what if I didn't check my phone during every break?
And those small decisions build momentum. They give people fire,
Yeah.
not pressure, fire.
That fire becomes fuel for growth, for learning, for real progress.
And eventually, you start seeing breakthroughs, quiet ones, moments where you realize you're more present, more focused, and more satisfied with your day.
And all of this starts with a simple shift, choosing intention over reaction,
Choosing clarity over constant stimulation.
choosing to protect your attention because it's one of the most valuable things you have.
Yeah, digital minimalism isn't about restriction, it's about freedom.
And honestly, that feels like a pretty good place to leave this conversation.
I think so too.
So if this conversation made you pause or think differently about how you use your phone or how your day flows from morning to night, that's already a win.
And if you enjoyed listening, make sure to like the video and subscribe to Grampa English channel for more real conversations and English listening practice.
All right, take care of yourself and we'll talk again very soon.